Welcome to the last part of this demo, and till now we have created this much resources in our Azure, and all these resources are inside this same resource group because I'm using these resources to achieve one purpose, that is virtual network or VPN connection with my virtual machine. So that means that I will use private IP addresses of these VMs in order to connect with them instead of the public IP addresses that I have not assigned to them, because that's the purpose of this demo, that I want to use the private IP addresses. So in order to connect with the VM1, I will use the private IP address from here, and in order to connect with the VM2, I will use the private address, this one. So let's move on to do some configurations in the VPN gateway. I have selected the point to site configuration, and then I will use the address pool that is not yet assigned to any of the resources. um, I will use 29. So this will give me an error because I have already assigned this address pool to my one of the resources, and I will have to change this to I can show you that after clicking on save, when I will enter the information over here and here. So I think I should show you that error so that you can understand that I have to change this address pool in order to save this point to site configuration. So you can see that it's asking me to enter the public certificate data in this blank space. So I will have to generate a self-signed SSL certificate by using PowerShell. So this is not a recommended way to use a self-signed certificate, because for the production environment you should use uh, a certificate provider. You should be using a certificate from the certificate provider, like make cert. That's one of the certificate providers. So both these commands I have to explain you that the first command created the P2S root certificate, and the second command just listed the available certificates that are available in this destination. So I need two certificates. One is the root certificate, and the other one is the child certificate. So in order to generate a child certificate, I need this thumbprint, and this thumbprint is this one. That's why I listed this root certificate. So I will enter this uh, thumbprint and run another command so that this variable is now pointing to the P2S root certificate. I will use this variable over here to generate the child certificate for me. So once this done, I can list again, and I have the root certificate and child certificate. So I will have to show you these certificates in this wizard also. This is the manage user certificates, so it's available on this location. So child and root certificates are available on this location. I have to export this root certificate to read its data, and then paste that data over here in order to complete this configuration. So I will uh, just right click on this and all tasks and export this root certificate. I will save it as a text file, that is root certificate.txt, or I can keep it as a CER file, because anyway it's going to export it as a CER file. So I can read it like that also, even if I am keeping it as a CER file. This is my file. I will copy this one the data in this file. I will paste the data over here. Will write the name, and I have the save button enabled now. So when I will click on save button, it will give me an error that failed to save virtual network gateway VPN gateway error. The virtual network gateway's VPN client address pool overlaps with the virtual network's address space. So the virtual network's address space was inside this address space. So I cannot use the same address space for this configuration. So I will have to change this. It's using um, the uh, it's overlapping with the other configuration. So I will use this configuration address pool, and then when I will click on this, it will start processing it. So it will take some time. I will have to pause the video and come back later once this is done and show you the next steps to connect with this virtual machines. Okay, so this point to site configuration have been saved now, and I can just close this and see that this download VPN client button should be enabled now, and it's available. So I can click on download VPN client, and this will download the VPN client for me. I can it's actually a zip file in which I have different versions, and I have to select a version for my that is appropriate for my Windows. So it's Windows 64-bit, and I will double click this, and this will install the VPN client on my computer. I hope this is installed. I can close this PowerShell. I'm not using this anymore. I'm not using this one anymore as well. Uh, I can go to the VPN settings now to see that the VPN is available now. Okay, so I can click on connect and connect with this VM, but I want to show you that if I'm not connected with this VM, I will not be able to log in to this virtual machine. So I want to show you that if I'm using the username and this IP address, and remember that I had created a private key for this VM, and actually both the VMs have the same private key, so I can use the same private key to connect to authenticate with this VM, VM1 or VM2. So I will click on open, and let's see that if I'm able to connect with this VM or not. You can see that it's unresponsive and it's not allowing me to connect with this VM because I'm not connected with the virtual machine. So if I had a public IP address, I could have used that to connect with this VM, but that's not the purpose of this demo. So let's connect with this VPN and see that once I'm connected with this VM, once I'm connected with this VPN, I should be able to connect with this VM. So now when I will use the same IP address, that is the private IP address of virtual machine 2, and select the private key and open it, I'm I'm logged into this VM2. You can see that. So I can run different commands over here. This is what I wanted to show you, that you can now connect with this VM using the private IP address. You can either use the IP address, the private IP address of the VM1 as well. You can try that, but I think you should have understood the concept behind this, and I will see you in another video very soon.